First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zhengkong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dubten Darji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. And homage to the main deity of Homa today, Raga Raja. Simu, Duten Siddhi Rinpoche, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples present here and over the internet, and our participating VIPs today are the Chief Secretary of the Taiwan government, Mr. Zheng Peifu and Mrs. Zheng, the academician from Academia Sinica, Professor Zhu Ziyi and Madam, and the council from Nantou County, Wang Wenjin, and from the Zhongshan Medical College Affiliated Plastic Surgery Department, Dr. Zheng Senlong, Law Advisor to Buddha School, Ms. Jennifer Zhou, Buddha School Scholars Group and Medical Group, General Manager of the Jingyi Enterprise, Ms. Zhang Yizhen, and the rep to the Council of Tainan City, the wood sculptor artist, Mr. Jian,
my university same classmate 朱金水先生及夫人陈泽霞女士。
The president of the Worldwide Lotus Light Charity Society and the producer of the Great Perfection Dharma Havaja Exposition and Development Stages of Tantrayana, Master Lin Yu, and the host, Dharma Sister Pei Jun. The host to Lamdre and the Sutra of Perfect Enlightenment, Master Lien Hai. Producers for Guinea Dian Sang Xinten, Illuminating Your Heart from CTI TV Taiwan, Dharma Sister Rebecca Xiaqi.
My sister Lu Sheng-Yen 女士 My sister
Miss Lu Sheng-Yen
and husband.
And Miss Lu Guoying and husband. And thank you to Dharma Sister Yao Ye Jian for her donation of 100,000 NT dollars, and Dharma brother Xiao Zijie also for his donation of 100,000 NT dollars. We participate in the Lantern Festival of Nantou. So Taiwan Lei Tsang Temple is a participant of this year's Lantern Festival in Nantou. And the primary exhibition is the mandala or altar of Mahotara Heruka by Master Lien Yue. So that evening at 8 p.m. there would be the ceremony of the lighting of the mandala, which is like a consecration of the Mahotara mandala. And they are inviting me to consecrate the Mahotara Heruka mandala at the Lantern Festival. And the Nantou mayor, Lin Wing-zhen, and the legislators, officers, and VIPs will light the lights of the mandala together. And we also would like to invite the Mayor Li Ming-zhen to give a speech. And also invite Grandmaster to say a few Dharma words. Really? I know. We will participate in the consecration of Mahotara Mandala and also in the Lantern Festival. And yet, possibly Dharma teaching too. It will be on February 10th. So soon. It's almost time. It's a ceremony for Amugapasa Guan Yin Bodhisattva. And we are asking Grandmaster if Grandmaster can complete the empowerment by 5:30 and then arrive at the Lantern Festival by 6:40. And P.S. For the ceremony on February 10th, there will not be any blessings on the head. February 10th, it's around the corner. It's next Saturday. Welcome all of you. I hope you can attend. And participate in the consecration of the Mahotara Heruka Mandala. And it's less meaningful to lit the lights, but I will definitely perform the consecration of the mandala. And the date for the Lantern Festivals is from February 10th to March 4th. It will be held at the Nantou County Long Gong Sang Conference Center. I don't know what place that is. I will get there once I get on the car. The ceremony will go on as usual. Can we move the time of the ceremony ahead? This is clear word of Chinese. It's okay. So that's the announcement. I welcome you to check on the internet. that True Buddha School participates in the Lantern Festival. I know that the Lantern Festival, the main lantern for Taiwan this year will be in Jiayi. So each city and county also have their own lantern festivals. When I returned to Taiwan, the PR director, Mr. Fermi Wang, made and report to me, and should we attend? And he said, definitely. And then he told the mayor, and then the mayor was also speaking here on the stage, asking us to participate. So Master Lien Yu took the responsibility to carry it out. We all know that the mandala of Mahotara Heruka had been taken apart, and now we have to put it back on together, and it will cost 2 million NT dollars to set it up. And then we have to pay for the space. So she has to bear a huge responsibility financially and logistically. So Mr. Fermi Wang, since you are the one that told the mayor, so you have to take some responsibility too. So it's really quite a hard work to carry this out. Of course, it's good for True Buddha School, but it's really not a simple matter to establish the Mahotara Heruka mandala. So you, before agreeing to a request, you have to discuss it first. We just want to participate in things that don't need much money. Otherwise, if it requires lots of money, you have to discuss and negotiate. You cannot just throw the ball to Master Lien Yue to be responsible for all of it. So good afternoon, everybody. How do you do?
감사합니다. Selamat siang. Selamat petang. Hola, amigo. Que quiero mucho. Merci beaucoup. Good afternoon and normal konnichiwa. 刚刚我讲过这个开朗灵法。
Just now,
它的形成必须要有。
I did say about the formation of Ragaraja. In visualization, first you want to visualize the precious vase. And why do we need to use the shi, sit syllable? Because that's the ambrosia, precious vase of Amitabha. The king of ambrosia, for the Siddhigarbha deliverance yoga. It invokes the Tathagata of the Ambrosia King. That's Amitabha Buddha. So that's why we use the 6 syllables Xie that transformed to become the ambrosia vase. And most lotus is transformed from the Pang 6 syllable. And Ragaraja is an emanation of Vajrasattva. That's why we use Hom 6 syllable that transforms to become Ragaraja. So transformation starts from the Sanskrit syllables that transforms to become Ragaraja. So Ragaraja, this deity, is very popular in Japan. Many people worship Ragaraja. And also in Tibetan Tantrayana, it's popular. Ragaraja is popular. In the past, we watched the movie that's called the Aizen Katsuta. So what does it mean with Aizen? When we turn into the Husan road here to the temple, that is like matchmaker. That's like a transformation, like to catch or to catch love, like matchmaker. There is a statement that if you recite the mantra of Ragaraja, then Ragaraja is the matchmaker to match you and your personal deity or yidam. So by completing 300,000 recitation of his mantra, you can do so. There are many Dharma practices of Ragaraja, the deity yoga, annihilation of evil practices, image drawing, love and respect, nectar, carved image, and subjugation, detox Dharma practice, and also water magnetization practice. And you perform it after completing 300,000 recitations. Once you attain yogic union with Ragaraja, you can attain yogic union with your yidam. So they place a bow and arrow here. Here, is the so-called harmonization or magnetization practice and subjugation practice. A red arrow with flowers belong to the magnetization practice, and the blue bow and arrow made of metal, that's for exorcism practice. So if you can utilize the tantric visualization, you visualize yourself to become Ragaraja, and then you hold a red bow and you shoot the arrow toward your desired person, then that would invoke some chemistry between you, the two of you, to move that person's heart. Then that becomes magnetization or harmonization practice. But with the blue bow and arrow, and you visualize your enemy in front of you, or enmities, or anything bad like demon or evil ghosts and spirits, and then you shoot the blue arrow, then they will be eradicated. So Ragaraja has this magnetization and exorcism, the practice. And for magnetization, the pistils, you use the pistils of a red flower. And you need 108 pistils. And then you burn them inside the Homa fire pit. And then you recite the name of your desired person. That's also a magnetization practice. So Ragaraja has two origins. One is from Vairocana Buddha, entering into the heart of Samantabhadra Bodhisattva. And the other one is the emanation of Vajrasattva. In Mahayana Buddhism, there is no Vajrasattva, but they have Samantabhadra Bodhisattva. And in Mahayana Buddhism, Samantabhadra Bodhisattva is called Vajrasattva. So in Mahayana, Samantabhadra is treated as Vajrasattva. And another one is that Mahastama Prapta is determined to be Vajrasattva. So Samantabhadra Bodhisattva and Mahastama Prapta Bodhisattva are Vajrasattva. The mantra. And the mudra. Two hands inward, interlace, and the middle fingers upright and crossed, which means catching. And there is an appearance with two arms holding Vajrabell and scepter, also the one with 6 arms. What is very special is when he holds the Vajra scepter, his hand is like this. If you can twist it inward, and he holds the Vajra scepter this way, right? Not like this, and not like this, but like this, very special. He holds it this way, twist inward. With visualization, visualize him, how it becomes Ragaraja, and with the mantra and the mudra, then you can perform the Ragaraja deity practice, deity yoga. Once you gain yogic union with Ragaraja, then Ragaraja will act as a matchmaker. Then you can gain yogic union with your yidam, with your root guru, your yidam and protector. Then you can gain yogic union with many deities. Before, I transmitted Ragaraja in Hong Kong, And the organizer at that time was Master Changren, right? You organized the Ragaraja ceremony in 1998 in Hong Kong. 20 years ago. And you can check on it. There are many Dharma rituals of Ragaraja. Many people carve an image of Ragaraja and you wear it on you. That's the carve ritual, or a painting or drawing practice. And if you often paint him and it's imprinted on your mind, then you can gain yogic union very fast. Let me share a joke first. Lies are divided into different levels. The first level is the waitress always say that, oh, the dish is coming up soon. It's not always. Sometimes we have to wait a long time, but they always say that the dish is coming up soon. And the second level is colleagues. They always say, I'll invite you for dinner someday. And the third level is for the boss. He always say that, let me say a couple of words, but actually he talks for so long that you squirm in your seats and the boss is still talking. And the fourth level is the husbands that say that, I have meetings this evening, now you know. And the fifth level is the hotel ladies. They always say that I came from a poor family and my parents are sick. So now you know what she means. And the sixth level is the builders or developers, and they always say that we will never skim on our materials, but in reality they don't profit if they don't skim. The seventh level is the hospitals. The doctors always say, we've tried our best. But that's another matter. And they always said that they've tried their best. And the eighth level is the Minister of Education. Doesn't matter how poor we are, we still have to educate. The ninth level is man. I love you for tens of thousands of years. And the 10th level is woman. I definitely don't like your money. Now you know the one that's beyond 10th level, the 11th level, is the government. Trust us, tomorrow will be better. And the 12th level, what is it? The president. Humble, humble, and humble. Humility. Humility, humility, and humility. The 13th level is lovers. We use love to make electricity, to generate power, because chemistry in Chinese is called electric power. Actually, there's another higher level, 15th, the 14th level. That's the highest kind. Sakyamuni Buddha descended and held my hand. The song of holding hands, Amitabha. Actually, true Buddha school should speak truthfully. That's for sure. True Buddha school always speak truthfully. The only true words in true Buddha school. I remember the first time Ragaraja was transmitted in Hong Kong. It was presided over by Master Lien Teng. So he gave the Dharma teaching first, and then Grandmaster added to it. And he wrote his speech, and he was reading from his script on and on and on and on until the end of the ceremony. And I remember Master Lien Miao walked over and told him, "You took too much time." And then he replied, "Just wait, it's going to end soon." And yet he continued to talk and on and on and on. And it didn't end. And Master Lien Miao went to him again and said, "The ceremony is about to end. Can you please finish?" And then Master Lien Teng replied truthfully, I don't know how to stop, because he hadn't finished reading his scripts. There were still many pages. So the ceremony at that time was like that. I saw Master Lien Miao went to him about 5 times. And finally, he ended with reluctance. So in a very short time, I quickly recap the Dharma practices of Ragaraja. So true Buddha school disciples sometimes speak truthfully, because he had not finished, so you could not cut. He had to complete it all before he could stop. So Master Lien Teng spoke truthfully. That's what he prepared. So his authentic attainment was Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. He was truly great. His reading of his speech is the same as his spiritual cultivation. He continued on and on. He persevered. When he knew that he had cancer, if it were me who got cancer, I would have sighed and complained. But he was unaffected. And the doctor told him that you only have 3 months left to live. And he was unaffected. He used a very wide open mind to accept it. So the 3 months became 4 years. he was not affected at all, and his face didn't change at all. So I really admire this point. If the doctor had told me I had 3 months, I probably would have ended in 3 days. I would have been shocked to death. How could I stand it that long? But Master Lien Tsang had confidence. And when he was hospitalized with tubes inserted all over his body, he was still sitting on the sick bed meditating. And it was quite a sensation in the hospital. Everybody came by to check him out, because with all the tubes inserted all over his body, he was still sitting, meditating. Was there anyone like that, able to do that? Anyone else? That's why his spirit and perseverance is the same as Hanifa's mother. He was a Chinese school teacher in Indonesia, a poor teacher. Also, her father was a poor teacher. When they retired, when they got in touch with Buddha Dharma, they were very diligent in their recitation of the mantra and sutra. They always did their homework as soon as they think of them. And finally, both Hanifa's father and mother gained the Vajra Sariras. They are round and huge. And you have to have such a spirit for spiritual cultivation. I found that I don't have such tenacity, but good thing that I could be connected with the consciousness of the universe. Master Lien Tsang, during the Dharma transmission at that time, he said that he spoke for a long time because I told Master Lien Tsang that I will speak as long as you do. So that's why he took his time to talk. But we cannot skip dinner because of that and skip sleep. So we have to care for the other people too. So let's talk about Lamdre. Also, when one strictly upholds the lucid realization and rises to non-discernment, and prior to the non-discernment is the lucid realization, this is referred as the union of natural disposition. As the one utilizes its different function, establishes the existential dharma due to the gate of lucid realization, if at this moment one becomes empty after searching for differences, it is to establish Dharma nature based on the rises to the gate of non-discernment. According to our wish, one recognizes and maintains the yidam and mandala that gradually arise to the outer and inner reliance, or all the existences that manifest from either moving or still material world, the wisdom that arises in periphery from above realization. This is called the innate realization of appearances. So this excerpt is very difficult to explain, but let me tell you, when you reach a certain realm, when your meditation reaches a certain realm, in the Heart Sutra, the first statement state, Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, when he went deep into meditation, he encountered. When Avalokitesvara went deep into the Prajna Paramita meditation, it meant that Avalokitesvara went into deep meditation. That's what it meant. So what we talked about today, about realization or seeing, is the realization of non-discernment. That's seeing the Dharma Kaya. So the realization of discernment is the seeing with the real eyes. Talking about the third eye, when Grandmaster communicated with the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas like today, Grandmaster had the vision of Ragaraja descending, and Grandmaster knew that Ragaraja entered into his body, and I had the vision, or I saw Ragaraja. It was very real. Ragaraja appeared to me. He did manifest. Sometimes Grandmaster is Guru, and the thought that I emit, the thought that I transport, the true cultivators of True Buddha School disciples will receive my information, the thought that I sent. If you use the third eye or use your eyes, and you can see Grandmaster appearing in front of your eyes in the broad daylight, this means that you have attained this innate realization of appearances, that you could see Ragaraja, and you could also see Grandmaster. And if Grandmaster has something to let you know, sometimes you would be able to see in dreams. And Grandmaster teaches you mantra in the dream or asks you to do something. That's because I send the thought from my heart. If you can't receive it, then you have the transcendent power of understanding people's thoughts and of divine eye. So that means you have some attainments in these two respects. So any of you had received a special mantra teaching from Grandmaster in the dreams? Please raise your hand. Like when I do something as a guru, when he transports his thought or message, and you would see Grandmaster in the dreams. Of course, many people see Grandmaster in dreams, right? Please raise your hands. If to transmit Buddha Dharma in dreams or to help you resolve problems using message being transported. Like my gurus, the Venerable Mang Liao Ming, Master Sakya Zengkong, His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and Master Dupten Dorji. And Master Dupten Dorji, a few days ago, sent a message to me. He just sent a message to me. You have to have open communication with your guru. You have to connect with your guru, with your yidam, with your protector. You have to connect with what you wish for. So this kind of phenomena is the sign of yogic union or spiritual responses. I have told you that I went to the XX hall and it turned out to be hell on the border line. I was looking for 2 people. I went there to look for 2 people. First, do you remember the head of the Lotus Light Charity Society of Southern Taiwan, Chu Zheng-yi? I went there to look for Chu Zheng-yi because I knew that Chu Zheng-yi was caught by the Tata X to replace them, one from the south, one from the north. I went there to look for Chu Zheng-yi. I went to the XX hall, to the hell at the border, and they told me Chu Zheng-yi is not here. And I said, but I knew he was caught by the XX hall. How come he's not here? Because when he got to the gate, because there was red light above his head, and that was a good, virtuous light, because he led the Lotus Light Charity Society until he had red light above his head. So the Aoming heaven, there was a Dakini descended from the Aoming heaven and took Chu Zheng-yi to the Aoming heaven. And the one from the north was Reverend Lien Hu. She was in a coma then. And I went to the XX hall to get her back, to get them back. And the XX hall said, when we were about to catch her, there were many children guiding her to light. That her coma score was 3, which means it was quite severe. Her skull and face were destroyed. Yet, as a result, she had the vision in her coma because many people helped her chanting mantra and accumulating the energy. And she saw one side black and the other side white. And there were a group of young children chanting Buddha's name. And they brought Reverend Lien Fu from the dark toward the light. So those young children was beating on the wooden rhythm to bring her out of the dark. Where's Reverend Lien Fu? Is she here today? Please step out. Please come on stage. And please give her a microphone. When you were in coma, well, please you don't have to make procession. Please stay standing. In your coma, did you see white on one side and dark on the other side? Yes. Did you see many young children chanting the Buddha's name? I saw the little young monks and holding the wooden instrument and kept chanting Amitabha, Amitabha, Amitabha. And you chanted along them, and then you walk from dark to light, and then you woke up and you regain your consciousness. So please reiterate it for everybody.
I saw a group of children, and then they recited Amitabha Buddha. So I followed them to recite Amitabha Buddha. While I was reciting the Amitabha Buddha, and I saw part of them in the dark side and a part of them in the bright side. But I still continue following them. Then till the lotus blossom appears in my heart. And around me is the yellow light. And that's the little the young monk sitting in my heart and shine and radiance, lots of radiance, and then it transformed lots of little monks. And so many little monks united as the little monk and sitting in my heart. Then I continue reciting Amitabha Buddha. Then in the light of Amitabha Buddha, I woke up.
How many days were you in coma? I don't remember. Anyone remember how many days he was in coma? Many days. But so many lotus youth, Padma Kumaras, so many disciples chanting the Buddha's name, collecting the good energy, and then you chant along in the heart and to guide you from the dark to light. And thank you, Grandmaster, and thank you to everyone who helped chanting for me, and my life belongs to you. Please return to your seat. So someone chanting the Buddha's name for you is extremely important. If in the coma, someone can bless him or her, that someone from the coma number 3 can regain consciousness. That's just incredible, miraculous. She had gone surgery for her whole head. And all the little monks that she saw were the innate realization of appearances. So she could accept, she could receive the message from the young monks. And then in her coma, she could see. And then she could follow the name recitation of Amitabha Buddha, and then she could be saved. And Mr. Chu Zheng-yi was guided by a Dakini from the Aoming heaven, from the marvelous lucidity heaven. So XX Hall was really horrible. A guru can send his message to everybody. He could send what's on his mind to everybody. And those who can receive this message have close and deep affinity with the guru. The school, now it's 5:51. There's a young teacher at the school, and the principal told him that you have to be nice to the students who get a score of 100 because they would become scientists. And you need to be kind to students with a score of 80 because they may become your colleagues. And to the students who fail the test, you have to be kind to them because they will donate to the school. And the students who dropped out from school, you have to be kind to them too because they would become administrators. When you drop off, you become Bill Gates or George Bush. Become presidents or big businessmen like Bill Gates, the richest man in the world. And Grandmaster stayed in the same class twice. So please don't look down upon those who stayed in the same class twice, because in the future they will become Grandmaster. So it's not necessarily that if you get a good score in school that you would succeed. You have to treasure your own body as long as you focus and in full concentration in entering the deep and authentic meditation. In the future, you would have attainments. So those with discernments, that's the innate realization of appearances. But the one with no discernments is the innate realization of emptiness. There are three men who are proposing for the lady at the same time. And the lady's father said that I just let my daughter marry one of you. So please say your strengths. A said, my asset is tens of millions dollars. That's not so big deal these days. Well, maybe billionaires. And B said, I have a luxurious home. And my dad is in the administration. And C said, I don't have anything. But I only have a kid. A little kid inside your daughter's womb. So that's why there's a saying, the first come, first serve. If you don't come, then you don't get anything. So we've come in touch with Buddha Dharma, so you want to be diligent and serious about your spiritual cultivation. You want to gain the authentic spiritual union, the yogic response, and you want to transcend. You want to enter the deepest meditation. You can communicate and connect and communicate with your yidam and with all the deities. And you can have the true or authentic realization or seeing, not like X. Of course, X could see everything. Sakyamuni Buddha, all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, she could see and talk to, not just communicate, she could have dialogues with them. But they were not truthful, they were lies. If they had been real and truthful, then I could have gotten her message. I am able to receive her message, but because she's a fake, though she cannot accept any of my message, all the messages that I sent to her, she could not receive them. She claimed that she often had meetings with me at the Maha Twin Lotus Ponds. But I had been waiting for a long time. When did you ever come? You said you came, but I never saw you. So whatever you said were complete lies. Many people donate blood, and that's a good work. And on the blood bus, it's written, if you donate 250 cc, then you will be given milk. For 500 cc, you will be given a watch. And someone asked, how about 1,000 cc? And the nurse replied, you would be sent to the emergency room. I find that in spiritual cultivation, once you know Buddha Dharma, You have to practice, you have to be diligent, but you cannot be over. So a true guru will tell you, you have to take care of the mundane affairs. And when you have time, you enter into your own room or space and quiet down and do your homework, enter into samadhi, and to be in union with your root guru, yidam, and protector, and connect with them. If you can enter into deep meditation, then you will definitely succeed, or you will definitely have attainment. Like for Grandmaster, as soon as I quiet my mind and concentrate, in this very short period of time, Ragaraja appeared in front of my eyes. X could soul travel, but I never noticed it. Simu's elder sister passed away a few days ago. That was last week, right? I went to the funeral. And a few days before, as I was having my breakfast, the sister-in-law, brother-in-law and the elder sister appeared on my breakfast table, nearby breakfast table. Oh, you came. I will bless you and send you to a good place. And they left. So during that breakfast, I told Simu, your elder sister and brother-in-law came to our breakfast table. Did I tell you? Yes. And the day when we went to the Hsinchu ceremony at the high-speed rail with several disciples, Lian O, Lian Zhe, I was consulting spiritually, and that was before her passing. And I found that she will leave in a couple of days. So after attending the Hsinchu ceremony, the next day she passed away, right? Oh, yes. And Meng Cheng's from Thailand. Meng Cheng's mother was sick. And you flew to Qingdao. Lian O flew to Qingdao in mainland China. And she was still alive, so he flew back. How many times? Twice. And and when he flew the third time, she was still alive, and he flew back. He flew again to Qingdao, China, and to see Meng Cheng's mom, and she hadn't died yet, and he returned. And when he flew the third time, she died. So Lian Zhe told Lian O, why didn't you learn from Grandmaster like this? Then you would know when. It's good. So Meng Chen from Thailand, her mother's passed away, and Lian O helped her take care of her mother's. Lian O is a very responsible person. He stayed in Thailand for a very long time. And the parents of a fellow disciple was passing away, and he flew especially to Qingdao to help. So you have a little too much responsibility. So actually, seeing or vision, as soon as you quiet and concentrate your mind and you open your third eye, then you would be able to see. The seeing with discernment is called the seeing of appearances, and the seeing with no discernment is called the seeing of emptiness. That's all for today. Om Mani Padme Hum.